got a lot done, but my nailer freaking broke, so I'm gonna go to Home Depot this evening, and get a new nailer, because I'm using a 18 gauge trim nailer to nail them in, and I don't really want to use big nails on them so you'll see them. So for now I'm gonna go up top there, got it set up. I'm gonna clean the chimney out and do a little roof maintenance from it getting beat up last winter. Well, I'm up here. The roof is just steep enough to where you slide with metal. But here's the chimney, and you can see how creosoted it is. So it's so important to sweep your chimney out every year. I'm gonna take this cap off, and then this is my chimney sweeping kit I got. And I used to have a 6-inch stovepipe, so I had to buy a new stovepipe and then get some extensions. Alright, so I unscrewed those. There must be one on the front, huh? Nope, it's just stuck. Oh yeah, there's one on the front. Alright, this lifts off. Look at that thing, man. That's just 1 year of creosote. Freaking important to do this, that's for sure. I can't imagine how bad it would get after like 3 or 4 years. Anyway, I'm gonna get my kit out here and start scrubbing it. One thing to note is to tighten this down really good, because one time I had it untwist inside there and I couldn't get it back out, so I had to tear apart the whole chimney. So that's a good tip, pro tip. There, how much better that made it. You just gotta do that, and I got about 20 foot of pipe, so. Well, the next day I went into town and got a new nailer. Basically got the same kind of nailer as I had last time. This thing worked for like 5 years, so I was pretty happy with it. I got all the measurements, like take about 10-15 measurements and write them down, and then come down here and cut them all up and organize them. And then that way I don't have to go up once to nail. But I'm gonna try to rock and roll and get these battens done on this, and I'm gonna move the scaffolding over and hopefully get that cedar done and get this front side completely done today. Well, I probably could have done a little bit better job of filming this part of the siding project, but it seemed like I was having camera issues, or I forgot the camera or something. And you know, I'm still learning a lot about videography and how to do it and how to edit it at this point in time. I'm sure in the future I'll get a lot better at it, but I just seemed like I was struggling at this point to capture every day for whatever reason. You know, I feel like my reason for putting this on YouTube is different than most. You know, I like to look back on the work I've done and feel proud about it, and it's just cool for me to see it later on in life. And I feel like a lot of people are just trying to get like famous on YouTube or make money or something. That's just not really why I'm in it. It's definitely a valuable thing to have in the future when I'm watching it, though. I really do enjoy watching it, and I also hope to inspire other people. I think the way the economy is and the housing market nowadays, it's pretty hard for kids, especially younger than me, to buy a house. But this is just one way you can do it, relatively cheap. You don't even have to build something this big, and it's a way better deal than trying to finance something unless you got a really good job, I guess. Go to do the fascia and the soffit, we're gonna have to cut some of that stuff, but so it'll be covered up at the top. But I'm not gonna have time to do the fascia this year. I'm mainly focused on siding. And then secondly, I had to redo all of the trim. So I built like a window sill plate right there so water runs down and out. And I also beveled the top trim so water will run down and out. And other than that, yeah, I got all of the boards, battens, and window trims done. I used to think that, you'd have to know how to do every single one of these things before you'd start a project, but that's just not really the case. You can look stuff up on YouTube. That's where I've learned the majority of the things I know. Pretty much self-taught on most stuff, and we live in the age of technology, so there really isn't a reason why anyone can't teach themselves how to do stuff like this. That's part of the reason why I feel obligated to give back to YouTube. Well, I got a decent amount done. It's getting dark. It's actually a lot darker than it looks, but tomorrow I will continue this or do battens and on the other side. But for now I gotta help Lindsay stain because she forgot the brushes. She had to go back in and get those. Now we're gonna stain 40 or more of these battens to get it done. Well, I'm up here on this woodshed thing that I built, and now I'm gonna do the battens on here, but first I gotta do the window trim. And I'm gonna do a belly band, essentially a 6-inch trim going across the bottom here, and then cut it out around that. But I gotta leave it up off the deck about 2 inches because our metal is gonna slide up, so we gotta have room for the metal. And then there'll be an L-shaped roof to wall flashing, and then that trim will go over the top of it and we'll caulk it. But so I'm gonna install a trim now, but then I'm gonna keep it just barely tack so I can remove it later to get that flashing up underneath it. Most of the water is going to come down and land like right here. That's why I use 3/4 inch plywood on this, actual CDX plywood, because I'm sure ice and stuff is going to smash and hit really hard, but it should be strong enough. I'm pretty sure. Nine and 9/16. 9 and 9/16. One mental trick that I've taught myself, and I don't know if this is good advice or not, but if you really want to get something done and accomplish something, you can trick your mind into thinking that your life depends on you accomplishing that, and you'll find a way to get it done and do whatever you want to do. I don't think your mind knows the difference or not, but I'm not really sure what the cost is if you fail because, well, I'm still here.